Systems of equations pretest. This is question number 2, and we're looking here for what is the point of intersection between the lines defined by the equations below. So just like in the question previous, we've got two equations. The difference, of course, this time is that the y's are not isolated. And so first step is we have to go ahead and isolate those y's. The equation on the left over here, the only thing I have to deal with is this 3 that's being multiplied. So I'll do that by doing my division, which will leave me with y, excuse me, is equal to negative 0.6 repeating x minus 6. Negative 2 divided by 3 is negative 0.6. Don't forget your x there. On the right-hand side, I have this equation, and this has got an extra step because I've got an addition in here. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract that 4x from both sides, and that's going to leave me with 3y is equal to negative 4x plus 72. Okay, so second step now, of course, is again, we've got to divide that 3 there, there, and there. And when we do that, we're going to get y is equal to negative 1.3 repeating plus 72 divided by 3, 24. So just to show you that negative 4 divided by 3. There's your negative 1.3 repeating. So rather than write down all those 3's, right, we just use that little bar. So step 1 is done. We've isolated y in both equations. Step 2 is to take, let me just demonstrate this with a little bit of color, is to take the ax plus b component from the isolated y over there and the ax plus b component from the isolated y over there, and we make them equal to each other. So negative 0.6 repeating x minus 6 is equal to negative 1.3 repeating x plus 24. Forgot my little x over there. So now I'm going to, same thing, get rid of this x on the right. I'm going to do that by adding 1.3 repeating x to both sides. And now we'll need the calculator here. So I've got, on the left-hand side, I've got 0.66666666666 negative, to which I'm going to add 1.3333333333, a whole big bunch there. And this 7 here, very important to point out to you, is just a rounding. That's the calculator rounding it off. So we know that the answer is 0.6 repeating. And so, a positive 0.6. So that's 0.6 repeating x minus 6, that's still there, is equal to 24. I'm now going to add 6 to both sides, and I get 0.6 x with the repeating over the 6 is equal to 30. 24 plus 6. So now I divide both sides by 0.6 repeating, 30 divided by 0.666666666, and I get 45. That 5 way on the end there, that's just because, again, the calculator rounded the 0.6666 at the end to a 7, which changes the numbers. If you did it with the fraction 2/3, you would see it would come out perfectly, but for our purposes, all those zeros, we can ignore that and round it off. So the x is a 45, which we can label there and we can label there. And now we need to remember what we need to look for next, which is the y. So we're going to find the y. And I'm going to do that by writing in my equation. Y is equal to negative 0.6 repeating x minus 6. So y is equal to negative 0.6 repeating times 45 minus that 6. 0.6 negative, whoops, don't forget the repeating, times 45 is equal to 30. 2/3 of, and then minus the 6, you get 35.999999. So that's rounding off to negative 36. Now, in order to verify, we'll check the y. We're going to plug that 45 into the other x as well. Y is equal to negative 1.3 repeating times 45 plus 24. So clear it up. 45 times 1.33333333 negative is equal to plus 24 is equal to, and there you are again, negative 36. And we're done, number 2.